Good morning, Burbs. My name is Azalira, and well, today I have something a little special because, oh my god, it's JC from the JCbackfire YouTube channel!
Hello! How are you?
Yeah, so this is Mr. JCbackfire. I mean, Mr. might sound a little too, formal, but JC's JC.
We've been wanting to do this for a while, that's for sure. I don't know how I ended up here, honestly. I really don't know. I never expected to be on a PSO2 conversation talk like this, but I'm really excited.
Yeah. Now this is where I have to give out a shout out to my friend Flyergo, where he was like, yo, Ark, let's look at this guy, man. He's reacting to PSO2 so crazily. And then that was basically one of my yo, what is going on here, right? A lot of people might have seen your reaction to the official PSO2 Western release, right?
Yeah.
With that one really, I don't know if I'm supposed to call it infamous video, but it's pretty famous.
I didn't expect it to. So I'm kind of known for over-the-top reactions, especially for things that I'm actually super excited for. The thing is, it's pure. I love losing my mind at something. Getting on the hype train is the most fun thing in the world to me. And that I tell people this all the time because there's so many people who are saying this man he's overreacting. And yeah, I do overreact a little bit, but this man, there's no way he's that excited for this game. I'm like, why on earth? There's nothing in terms of the videos that I make, I guess we'll talk about it a little bit, but I'm from more of an FPS hardcore shooter background in terms of my content that I make typically. But why on earth would I go to that much effort to be that excited about PSO2 when nobody in my audience even knows what PSO2 is? And there were so many people that were making fun of me. They're like, dude, this guy, there's no way he's this excited for whatever that game is. I'm like, dude, you don't understand. It's PSO2 coming to the West. It's insane. And oh man, I didn't expect that video to go
viral
that well as it did. I think I just posted it on Twitter too, but it got a couple thousand likes, I think, which was nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely imagine. Imagine, since you said, right, your audience is mostly from the hardcore shooter stuff. All the Call of Duty zombies, all the everything. All those hardcore people are playing all the super realism military kind of thing, and then they're like, why is this guy literally so excited for some anime weeb game?
When the music just hit. It was just, I think the reason why I got so excited because it was at the Xbox conference, right? It was the Xbox conference, and I just remember it was something just so unexpected because my thing is I'm sitting there waiting for Halo. I love Halo. I'm all right, where's Halo Infinite? That's the thing I'm gonna lose my mind over. I'm so excited for that. And as the conference is going on, I just all of a sudden hear the music. And I played on the Japanese server a little bit in my experience, just because I wanted to play it so bad before. I didn't play it too much. Again, I guess I'll talk more about that during the podcast. But just in general, just something about hearing the music and not expecting that at all, especially from Xbox. I feel like Xbox has had so much of a bad rep of not having a lot of Japanese games too much. Like Nier, for example. Nier came out that was a PS4 exclusive,
right?
And PC exclusive, I think, right? Or was it on both of those first, way before Xbox? I'm pretty sure it was a year before or something. But anyways, that's happened a lot. And then just seeing that, man, it was the greatest day. It was honestly, it made E3 for me. That was the greatest thing. It made the entire year, honestly, in terms of announcements. I lost it.
Yeah, it's crazy because even I was sitting here watching with my friends, and then I have a really big group of PSO2 people because I mained the game, right? And then I was getting pings are coming out everywhere. I had to literally force my own Discord to go on Do Not Disturb because there was 5 million pings everywhere. They're like, yo, dude, PSO2 NA, oh my god. Everyone was losing their mind. I was like, myself included too. I did not expect that. I was just sitting here watching stuff with my friends, and I'm just like, okay, dude.
Dude, bro, I thought it was canceled. I was just like, every time I talk to my friends, I'm like, yeah, it never happened, man. It's never coming. The only way to do it is to go down this rabbit hole of trying to figure out how to play. And it was just so freaking great
Yeah,
seeing
because
it actually
like
happen.
to give everyone context, right? Initially, back in like what 2013 maybe,
Yes.
they had the PSO2.com open,
Hmm.
and they were like, "Yo, man, we're gonna bring this game to the West and everything," and then it just went radio silence.
And
Like,
it was like the trailer started the exact same way too.
right?
That's what made me freak out, because it was the exact same trailer pretty much at the start
Hmm.
of, like, it was the same cinematic they show at the beginning for both of those trailers, like the
Yeah.
2013 trailer and then the 2019
2019.
trailer, I guess, which is
Yeah.
such a long ways away. God, that's such a time difference. My life has changed so much since then. But yeah.
For sure. So, if anything, for this episode of the podcast, right, we'll just be talking a lot about JC himself, and then also our history with like how Phantasy Star Online, not even just Phantasy Star Online, but like Phantasy Star franchise as a whole, really shaped us and perhaps also shaped the gaming world. You know, because there's this one quote from Phil Spencer, and then Phil Spencer is like the director for like the Xbox stuff.
I love Phil. Absolutely
Yeah.
love Phil.
For sure. There's this one quote. There's this one quote that he had. He says exactly in this interview that says, "So many of the constructs in today's online console games were actually born in Phantasy Star, and 90% of the gamers today just simply doesn't know what a Phantasy Star Online is."
Oh man.
How do you feel about that?
Honestly, he's absolutely right. Like the thing that the best example I can go to, this is, I don't know, again, we'll talk a little bit about it, but I don't have a ton of MMO experience. I have a ton of memories with this franchise, but really, like, I don't play MMOs that much typically. Like, PSO is like the only thing I want to play in terms of an MMO. But I remember being excited for Destiny, for instance, right? And so much that I remember PSU having, which is what I played. I played PSU back on Xbox 360. That was my thing. And I remember just so many of the elements of PSU. I could see it in Destiny. Like, I could see I could see aspects of it in the game, but it would never go all the way. Like, it just wouldn't go all the way. Like, Destiny, I remember when they announced it, I was like, all right, this is gonna be sick. This is gonna be like a first person PSO. Like, this is what I want. And then what I love about PSO is just all of the intricate details of just, like, even just the lobby is just so cool. Like, all the different things you can do, the player shops, for instance, the rooms, for instance, all of that sort of thing. And still, games in a lot of ways, like MMOs today, are playing. Again, I don't have a ton of experience. Maybe I'm talking horribly out of line. I don't know, but Destiny doesn't have. You can't have your own room in Destiny. You can't have your own team room. You can't have your own. There's no player shop. Like, a game like Destiny is like a mainstream game that's considered that sort of the same genre, kind of. But then there's still so many aspects that even PSU had that games today don't even have. And a lot of it is absolutely influenced, like, just in terms of the weapons and the style of how the entire intermissions between missions work, and just everything. It's crazy. It's one of the most influential games, I'm sure, and one of the best games. Yeah, it's like one of the best games that is just, I would say, is underrated right now, because people don't know from like the super mainstream side of I guess my department, like, of all like the FPS guys and the third. Oh my god, what was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That was so loud. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. Just people from my side of the department, like FPS games and shooters and everything, they play Destiny and they're like, all right, yeah, this is this type of game, and there's nothing else like it, and there's nothing else that might be better. And it's like, no, please look at what this game is. I know it's very anime and it's different, but please.
Yeah, I mean it's a very different type of thing, you know, because like you would say that first person genres are completely different from the more third person like RPG kind of like adventure kind of thing. Of course it
Yeah.
is, like it totally is. But I don't think change sometimes is bad, you know. Like even me sometimes
Yeah.
I play FPS games here and there too because it's like, "Oh, I feel like this is something different that I can probably try and enjoy."
Yeah. That's how it was for me pretty much. Like I hope coming onto this podcast and stuff, the whole point, the whole main reason why I wanted to, and I'm super thankful for you even inviting me on in the first place, but the whole point I really wanted to make coming over to this is there's a lot of people who might not know about this game, but once they get their eyes on it, once they play it, it's gonna be really cool to see what happens. Because just from my side of things, like I'm someone who's wanted to play this game for years, like in a really like hardcore way. I haven't really been able to too much because of the limitations of the region and stuff, but just I don't know, man. There's just so much to it that I wish I could have experienced. Like just hearing all the things that have happened on the game over the years, the episodes and everything. It blows me away. And I want to treat this as I want to treat this as like a guy who like I'm just a guy who plays Call of Duty Zombies, okay? But let me tell you, I'm excited for PSO. That's me.
I'm going to tell you something like probably pretty mind-blowing, but
Okay.
for me, I do not have a big gaming history because as like an Asian kid, you know, I'm pretty disciplined by my parents to do a lot of things. You know, we're kind of like a musical family. So
Okay.
a lot of my time as like my childhood and stuff is spent just practicing music and everything. So it's not necessarily the fact that like I had consoles and everything. So I never had like any PlayStations, I never had Xbox, I never had any of that at all. And then my first gaming experience ever was really just on the PC.
So you never played PSU then?
Nope, not at all. Phantasy Star Online 2 is my very first entry into Phantasy Star.
See, that's wild because like Phantasy Star Universe was my thing.
Yeah.
Like that was my guilty pleasure back in the day. Like I'd play stuff like Call of Duty and everything, and I'd play Halo and I'd play all these kinds of games that are kind of more mainstream. But then me and my friends would hop on PSU on 360, and that was just like this experience that I can't even describe. And that's why I'm here, basically. It's because that PSU experience. Like for people who played PSU, you know what that game felt like. It just felt like a dream. Like it was just the community, I think, on that game was just insane.
Yeah, and
So-
I think that's kind of like a big point of every MMO game is where it's a big social experience and it's not just playing there for the game, you know, because you can say this is how I treat PSO2 personally with like my friends and my teams and everything, is that PSO2 is just a medium for all of us to socialize and have fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a backbone. It's just a in a weird way. It's kind of like a directional thing. It's like, all right, go do some missions, go do this, but really you're just playing with friends, doing some stuff in the casino, like do whatever you want to do. Hey, the casino is amazing. Okay.
Yeah. Now, like back then when the casino first released, there was only the Macedon shooter and the slots and stuff, and then they added like the blackjack, and then they also added like roulette now, and then they also have like Arkema slots and everything. Oh man,
The blackjack is the best.
it's
The best.
it's
I have
rigged.
played that bit.
It's rigged. JC, it's rigged. I don't care what you
No,
say.
it's
rigged.
not.
Yes, it is.
It's the best game.
It is so rigged. You cannot change my mind that thing is completely rigged.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. Play it the table.
Yeah, this is fine. Sitting there with the flames everywhere. This is fine. Oh man, but yeah, I assume that you'll be playing PSO2 on your Xbox then.
I think I'm gonna do Xbox at the start, but I really want to switch over to PC.
Oh,
Like I don't know if is PC the same. It's not the same time at the start. The beta is Xbox, right?
yeah. The beta will be Xbox only, and then we
Okay.
need to see what they're gonna do for the open beta, which is confirmed to be after the closed beta. But then
Okay.
for spring 2020 release, Phil Spencer confirms himself that it'll be coming on all platforms. So PC, PS4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, etc., etc.
That is insane to think about.
For sure.
I think we talked a little bit about it in DMs before we did this, but just the power of this game being on everything potentially.
Yeah.
Let's hope. Let's like fingers crossed that it works out and it has a good launch on everything to begin with, so it does happen. But oh my god, that's nuts! If you can just play on anything.
Yeah, I mean,
and get
honestly, I'm kind of thinking more about the future, right? The implications of people now in the Western market, like they're seeing this competition, right? They're seeing, oh, so PSO2 is released, but then they release on all platforms, but then all the platforms are cross-play.
Yeah. I can't think of another. I really can't. Maybe I'm out of line about it, but is there any mainstream MMO that's cross-platform on everything?
From my knowledge, I know that Final Fantasy 14 is starting to do it, or well, they're going to do it soon, or maybe they've done it already. I'm not following the news too much.
Yeah, I've never played Final Fantasy.
That's like the only thing that I know that has. I also heard that the new PC Halo thingy is going to be cross as well. Is it? Do you know?
What Halo Infinite?
Yeah.
The next Halo game?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure they confirmed it's going to be on PC. I don't know if it's going to be cross though. I'm not sure.
Oh, I see.
But I think it's definitely PC and Xbox. I'm pretty sure. And I mean, especially since the Master Chief Collection, which is like all the remastered games.
Yeah.
That's been like on Steam, which has been amazing. So there's potential of the next Halo game being on Steam, which is wild to think about.
Speaking of on Steam, you know, PSO2
oh
NA.
My god, yeah.
PSO2 NA is actually it's actually leaked that it will be on Steam as well.
Dude, I heard about that today and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to get my hopes up, but if that's real, man, is that like real?
I'm pretty sure it is because you have to understand where this information came from. So some people, I don't know if it's accidentally or anything like that, but they kind of found out the development version of the PSO2.com main website, and then basically one of the manuals for the game says that it will be available on Steam.
Oh my god. Yo, low key, no, high key. If this comes out on Steam, it's going to be huge, I feel like. I feel like a lot of people are going to check it out.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, hey, it's a new game on Steam and it's free.
Yeah, it's a free-to-play MMO that would drop on Steam that is potentially cross-play on like everything eventually.
Yeah.
Right?
No, it will be.
It's
for sure because even now in the Japanese servers, it's completely cross-play.
That's nuts. Yo, what is the future?
Yeah, it's just like I said, I'm just thinking of the future. Just like, yo, you know, other games are probably going to look at this and be like, we need to start doing this.
It's honestly a lot of gaming towards the end of this generation has started doing it. And it's been a really, really great thing. Like just if you would have told me 5 years ago that Halo would be on PC, for just one example, like Halo would be on Steam, not just PC, but just on Steam. Like that's insane in of itself. And now we're hearing that, and sort of, I think there's been rumors about like some PlayStation exclusives being on Steam. I think I remember hearing that, like Horizon Zero Dawn might be on Steam or something.
Oh, I heard something like that too for Horizon. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not crazy then. So like that has been rumored to happen too. Like the gaming industry is going down this route of just actually opening up everything to gamers in terms of where you play.
Accessibility.
And it's so great. It's such a great thing to see. And if this game comes out on PC, dude, or not on PC, on Steam, just on Steam, man, that's such a big difference too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's going to reach such a big, like much bigger audience than you probably will imagine. Imagine one day on spring of 2020, you open up your Steam page and the first thing you see is Phantasy Star Online 2, play now.
That is nuts.
On like the main page. Imagine
going from being basically a canceled myth to, oh my god.
Yeah, the implications are huge. And knowing it's Microsoft that's handling everything, I can honestly see exactly that happening.
Oh my
Because
god.
one of the things that I
I'm dead.
think one of the biggest things I think that why Microsoft really wanted to get PSO2 like exclusively first like on the Xbox and everything is kind of like, you know, Xbox kind of just wants to have like this MMO of its own, you know, to be kind of
Yeah.
like the face of Xbox, so to say. And then
Yeah.
Phil Spencer also said in interviews that he's been traveling a lot to like Japan and stuff and wondering like why a lot of these great games never really got a chance to come to the West, you know? And then he's just
Yeah.
saying like a lot of people are just missing out on everything. And it's crazy
Yep.
to him that like, wow, there's such a big like gaming culture here and people just don't know about it.
And especially I was such a little kid when I was playing PSU, but just there's got to be a bunch of people who played PSU like me on 360 and they've just been waiting. Like, where is that experience again on Xbox?
So like you're
you know
saying,
what I mean?
yeah. So like, did you ever expect like a PSO2 ever to be announced at all? Because like
No,
the
no,
gap,
not really.
the gap for the game, right? PSU Phantasy Star Universe was released in like what 2006.
It has to be somewhere in there because my memory of it is like hazy.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was so
It's
little.
2006 on the PC, PlayStation 2, and Xbox 360.
Yeah, and I remember you had to have there was two separate ways you can play, and I know we're gonna talk soon about like how we both got into it, but there's two different ways you could play. You could play the demo, or you could play the actual game with a membership. That's when you had to actually pay a membership, which is wild. Isn't that wild? Games where you had to MMOs where you paid the membership.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of games are free to play now, so it's
Yeah.
like
I mean, a lot
it's
of
weird,
games
but-
still does have like this subscription system nowadays. I know Final Fantasy 14 does it.
They still do it.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing because it's a game that is like constantly updating and then the devs kind of like just need the revenue, you know?
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
it's not like the Call of Duty games exactly where, okay, so we're going to make this game, we're going to drop it for $60 and then it's going to be done. And then the next
Right.
years or so, we're going to make a new game.
Yeah.
But MMO games nowadays, or like most of them, is just like, yo, so we're gonna have this engine, and then we're just gonna keep updating the game as we go.
And that's like the secret to why the whole FPS genre or the shooter genre has been so the boat has been rocked per se so much from Fortnite, because Fortnite basically took that whole free to play idea
Yeah.
and found out a way to do it just super simple, kept updating the game and rolled with it. And honestly, I mean, look, I was just playing Apex today before I was
Yeah.
talking to you on
Yeah.
on this. And I mean, it's weird. It's really weird to see like all the different ways the industry is going. But yeah, the free to play continuously updating is like the newest the new thing I would say that's been the successful strategy for a lot of companies. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily, at least like in concept, because, you know, if you like this game, you just want to see it keep going. Because
Yeah,
even if
and
you think
super
about
accessible.
even if you think about some of the older games, for example, even like the legendary World of Warcraft, you know, people still play it today because it just keeps updating.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a crazy idea to me because like imagine if Call of Duty, right, they just had like this one big game and then they just keep updating stuff like that.
That's what a lot of Call of Duty guys want, to be honest. Like a lot of them, like me and my content creator friends, we would love that. Because especially for us zombies guys, and again, I know it's very different for your
No,
audience.
but I actually got a chance to play Black Ops.
Really?
Yeah. Black Ops.
So you know what I'm all about then.
Yes, and then they just keep adding the DLCs for the zombie maps, and it's like, when's the next one coming out?
Yeah, but the problem that we have is like zombies guys is that we are actually, even though Call of Duty comes out every year, we're actually waiting more like 3 years to have the next Treyarch game. To like, so we have zombies again, like the actual main zombies again.
Yeah.
So a lot of us are like, And when the Treyarch season ends, we get really sad because we're like, oh, now they're not going to put as much money into the zombies game that we care about so much,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have to wait a long time to get anything again. And we just rather like Black Ops 3 to me is like it's just that game is basically where all my content creation happened for the most part, and I wish I could have seen that game extended past just basically like a year or two of DLC. I wish it just, but the industry and how everything works. So Call of Duty, they're like, nope, next game, keep going, next game, no time to wait, next game. And I don't know, it's wild, but I love just being, I love seeing what a community can do on a game and how it can grow. And something about PSO2 as well, just knowing that, I think talking to you a little bit about the episodes and everything and how they're still ongoing.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that at first until we talked about it. I thought it was over. I was like, okay, this is just a game that maybe has like a couple of things that rotate in and out or whatever. But I didn't realize that it's actually still getting content.
Oh yeah, no, it's
beyond me.
PSO2 is still pretty big in terms of like the actual game itself and the implications of the story and all that. Like right now in the Japanese server, we're at what is called episode 6, which is one of the biggest episodes so far right now, because back then when the game initially released, right, there's only like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. So like initially the first like few years, so that's like just the first 3 parts of the story. And then that's like a really big toss up, because a lot of people are like, how are they gonna go from here? Because they ended like the big major arc and stuff, and then they dropped with episode 4. I don't want to go into that because episode 4 is kind of like the taboo word.
Oh no!
Let's just say it's a filler story. It's a filler story.
Okay.
Okay, and then they really continued the main story in episode 5, and then now episode 6. Right? So it's kind of like it's just an ongoing story that just doesn't end right now, and even the story right now, I don't even see it coming close to ending. And this is from 2012 to like now. It's been 8 years.
Imagine. See, that reminds me a lot of the zombie story. Again, like the zombie story started in 2008 and it ended, in quotes, last September. And which was, it was literally over 10 years.
Yeah.
It was over 10 years and it finally ended. And that's sort of like that's like my niche audience is all about that. And then seeing a game like this as well do the same sort of thing of just being ongoing for such a long time.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's really cool for me. I love that kind of thing. Like that's what gets me excited. I love having like years of something to look at and just be like, all right, this is still going. It's still worth investing time into. Like I'm hyped.
Like even in PSO2 itself, we already just got a new class, a completely new class, by the way, the 12th class. Like it just got released on December 18th of last year. So it was just like 2 months ago.
That's the one you said I should check out, right?
No, for sure. Like? You're gonna love Etoile. It's so aesthetically pleasing.
It means star? Is that what it means?
It means stars. It means stars in French. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, oh my god, dude. I just want to play the game. Why are we here? Why can't we just play it?
Why are we here? Just to
I have it downloaded right now on my Xbox, and I can't hit start. I hit start, and I hear the menu music.
Yeah.
But I can't make my character yet. At least let us make a character. I would spend hours making a character right now to get ready.
Character creation probably is not the biggest thing for the beta, honestly, because trust me, you're not going to be entirely happy with the first thing you created.
I don't know. I spend such a long time in there, though.
No, the thing is, like, in PSO2, you will get these things called salon passes, in which you can recreate your character again. At basically
so don't
any
worry
time.
About it too much?
Yeah. You can always just modify your character. The only thing, though, that you cannot change is your race and gender.
Okay.
However, like your entire looks and everything, like how big your character is, your hair color, your everything, yada yada, can all be changed. No problem.
Interesting. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you can do that because I feel like I'm gonna be pressed for time when the beta comes out.
Oh, for sure. It's only like
I want to
it's
level
only
up.
what 31 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Like,
spend
how am I
if
gonna do that?
if you spend like 6 to 8 hours like me in the salon, you already passed like 1/3 of the beta without doing anything.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna have anything leveled up. We have like concerts to go to apparently, and we have I think they're called urgent.
Yeah,
Is it urgent?
in JP we call it emergency quests, but in the Western localization they're gonna call it urgent quests. Now there's a misconception here where people are like, "Oh my God, why did they change it to urgent quests?" But then let me actually explain this, okay? So the wording that they use, kinkyu ninmu in Japanese. Kinkyu is like emergency or like urgency or something like that, and then ninmu is mission.
Okay.
So technically both translations are not wrong.
Oh.
Because even if you look at like a thesaurus or something, right? Like the words emergency and urgent is basically synonymous.
I guess that makes sense, yeah.
So it's kind of like just like the ways that they want to call it. So that's completely fine. As long as we understand the same thing, that's all fair game by me.
There's like 4 of them, right? Or something?
Three actually. The first one is going to be Cradle of Darkness, which is like a mobbing based kind of thing. It's kind of like just this dungeon crawler where you just go in, fight mobs, fight bosses, and get to the end and just do it over again, which is fine.
Okay.
The other one, I think it's Big Varda, which is just one single boss, which you can also run multiple times, which is really cool. But then Big Varda is kind of like not a big boss, quite like the Dark Falls themselves, which the third one, the Raging Obsidian Arms, and Elder of the Unfathomable Abyss is like, it's a connected one where you have to do the arms first, which is like the first phase of the boss, and then you do Elder, which is the big guy.
Okay.
And that's going to be your first Dark Falls battle in PSO2.
Dude, I'm so hyped.
In PSU you had the Dark Falls, right? in PSU.
I can't remember, honestly. It's been so long. I can't remember what anything was named. So like I probably sound like such a noob.
No, it's okay.
But I can't like, it's such a long time ago. Like I never played the story. Like I genuinely played it like more just casually with my friends and I had no idea what was going on.
Wait, really?
But this time I want to really
story?
Yeah, I never played the story.
Wow.
I probably, this is gonna sound really dumb, but I probably have more time on the demo than the actual game.
Wait, what? How does that work?
Dude, the demo was crazy.
Please explain.
Do you want me to explain it?
Please explain.
Dude, all right, so here's how the demo worked. All right, this is probably, I'm not kidding. Phantasy Star Universe on Xbox 360 was 100% the best demo of any video game I've ever played in my entire life. There will never be a demo that tops it. Also because demos barely ever exist anymore in the first place. Because now we have betas and everything. Yeah. We don't really have like a demo. So like the demo is out at the same time as the game, basically. And what the demo served as was like, here you can try PSU and you can play it, but you were restricted in what you could do. It was basically like if you didn't have money for the membership, you would be playing the demo. Like because think about it, there's so many people who might not be able to pay. I don't remember how much it was. It might have been like $10 a month or something like that. I can't remember. But there's probably so many people who, you know, couldn't pay for it or didn't want to, and they were playing the demo. And essentially the way the demo worked is I believe it cut off like all the planets except maybe like the first 2 or something like that.
Right.
But it still had like the hub world. It still had the lobby, I guess is what you would call it, right? It still had the lobby. It still had all of the it was just like there was it was like there was a level cap on the game and like a planet cap on the game of what you could do. But the demo, the cool thing about it and what made it really cool so you don't get bored of it is every month it would reset.
Oh.
So you would have all these players who would just play and chill on the demo, and it was kind of more of like a social experience more than actually playing the game. It was weird, man. Like we would just play, run around in the lobbies, and just like say things in the chat, or say things like I don't know what the word is for it, but I guess chat would be the word. You know what I mean. Like you chat in the lobby, you chat with everybody. I remember so many people, like just offering like free Microsoft points for the most outlandish things known to man, like the craziest things, like I'll pay you this much for this, this, and this.
You can
things
do
we
that?
can't talk about on this podcast.
Oh god.
Like, it was like this whole black market of it was literally like this weird zone of just all these people going like, hey, like I'll give you this much money in this demo of PSO2 for yada yada yada, and it's like, what is this world? And people would play it though, because it would every single month it would I think it was every month. I think that's what it was. And you would play it, and then say you play it for a couple days in January or something. I mean, if it didn't reset every month, you'd probably be like, I don't really want to play it. My character's maxed out. But then when you come back to it, it's kind of like fresh again every month. Like everybody restarts.
Oh.
So everybody restarts and kind of does their own little thing afterwards. And I remember it's so weird what I remember about PSU and why I love it so much. It was honestly just more of the community and just the friends I made on the demo. And
for sure,
basically there was a couple of times where I got into the main game with the actual membership, but I didn't have it long. Like I might have had it for like only a couple months here or there. But I probably played more of the demo, honestly, just because it was just it was like the Wild West of the game. Like people would just be on the demo doing all this different stuff. I was telling you about it in the in DMs before about the machine gun glitch. Yeah. That was a thing. There was a thing called the machine gun glitch that was only in the demo because they didn't patch the demo.
Oh,
like, God. They patched the main game, but they didn't patch the demo.
Please explain.
And there was this machine gun glitch. And like, this is so weird, but this is what I remember about playing Phantasy Star Universe. But there was a machine gun glitch where you would, I think in PSU, you had to be a cast to use guns, I think. If I'm not mistaken. But basically, if you were a cast and you had a gun, a machine gun in the game, there was some glitch you could do where it would just infinitely fire and do damage.
Oh God.
Like it was just nonstop. Like the shooting effect was on the screen non-stop and just doing damage. It was like stacking damage very quickly. I can't explain exactly how it worked, but basically you would have people in the demo running around. They'd be like, "Yeah, I'll tell you how to do the glitch. Pay me this much money or whatever," and they help you. And then you go into a game. And this is not me as like I'm someone for like glitching or cheating or anything like that. I just remember this being a thing there. Yeah. But you would go into the game or whatever, and you'd be, I guess, are they called instances? Is that it?
Yeah, that's fine. Instances is fine.
Okay, so you go into the instance or whatever, and you just have all these people spamming machine guns on PSU demo.
So basically, you're saying like the assault rifles shoot like a minigun with infinite ammo.
Yes, it was something like that. It was something so OP. It could kill anything. It would like infinitely kill anything. It was, if I remember correctly, it could just kill anything that was in the demo. But the thing is, my whole point to this though, is that the demo was like broken because of that, but it still had such an awesome community on it. Like, and I made so many friends on it. It's weird. Like, I don't even understand. Yeah, how it worked. Like that wasn't even the main game, but that's what I remember the most is like little moments like that, or just running around in the different lobbies, and then eventually getting the main game to do
stuff,
like, to have my own. I think you get your own room when you're on the main game and not in the demo. I think so. Like I remember just getting my own room or whatever and just feeling so.
Yo, I'm telling you,
so happy.
PSO2, it's time to make JC's crib. It's time.
Dude, I gotta do it. It's the thing I love so much. I love the room system. I love it. Remember that? And I'm a huge Sonic fan. and you can get so much Sonic stuff in your room.
Yes, you can. Because
I want a
after
Chow.
PSO2 is Sega's. Dude, did you know PSO2 is actually made by Sonic Team?
Yeah.
Initially, like, hey, that's pretty cool.
I just want a Chow mag. That's all I want. Give me a Chow.
There's like all the Sonic mags. There's everything. You're probably gonna have fun for sure. Because you know what?
I'm gonna cry.
Everything you described with like the lobby and everything is basically what you see in PSO2 every day. Like I just log in and I see like people basically like more or less shit posting in the lobby. You know,
that's basically what it was. It was just people just saying God knows what, sitting in the weirdest positions in the lobby, like. And it's just so weird because that was I look back on it, I'm like, man, those amazing childhood memories I have on PSU. But then when like I actually think about it, I'm like, what did I do on that game? like what? I love it so much, but I cannot explain. It's like you had to be there kind of thing. Like you just had to be there to understand why it was so much fun. And that's that's it. I don't know why I just broke off in that tangent of everything, but
no, it's completely fun.
Apologize.
It's really interesting to me. It's absolutely really interesting to me because
that's my backstory. Demo on PSU more than anything else.
Literally, it's just because like everything you described is basically how I feel about PSO2. Honestly, like it's a huge social experience to me because especially for me that I don't play that many games to begin with. Just having this community and then everyone I play with on Phantasy Star Online 2 is just mind-blowing to me. That like I said, I lead a team of like 98 freaking people. That's huge.
That is nuts.
Yeah, and then we're all just like collective people who are aligned with like the same goals to just like sit here, have fun, chill with each other, and then our friendship and everything goes even beyond PSO2 because PSO2, like I said, is just more or less a medium for us to, have fun, chill, and just get to know each other to begin with.
That's literally the whole point to me, I think. I think that's like the main thing that is the most fun about it. I remember even with I've played on the Japanese servers a little bit on PSO2, but I'm not like, it's hazy on I'm hazy on what the end game is or anything like that. Like I never got into the end game or anything.
Right.
But I remember just the people I did come across in the game, even though I spoke a different language than them.
Yeah.
I still have some memories on PSO2. Like I'm super excited to actually delve into it, but the little bit that I've tried playing before with everything translated and everything, but just meeting, I think I remember meeting somebody who was just and it's just crazy. Like I met this Italian guy one time. Okay. Yeah, it was the best thing. Like it was so amazing. Like I met this, like you meet people from all across like everywhere, and he was so helpful, and I was like, dude, this guy, and he's just running. I think he had, okay, this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm pretty sure you have to make sure I'm not going nuts. But I think he had a Morgana. Is it Morgana? Is that the
from
name
Persona?
Of the... Yes. I never played Persona, so I don't know the name.
Morgana's the cat.
Yes, that's what he was. And I remember him running around helping us and just going, he took us on the right missions to level up. And I'm like, I literally, like, this guy does not have to do this at all. And he's just helping me level up in the game because I don't know what I'm doing. And I've never met him before. And he was just like dancing, doing the little kiss emoji. just taking us, or the kiss emote, and just taking us on a journey. And I'm like, what is this game? I need to play this.
What if he's hitting on you?
I don't know. He could have been. But you know what? It was great. It was a great time. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if he was or not. But he was just running around as a little cat. He's a little cat running around.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. Yeah. But this
that's like too, by the way.
That's your brief experience.
Yes. I remember because we were trying to talk and we are like, all right, this guy is probably Japanese,
Mm-hmm.
probably because I think we weren't even on the U.S. ship.
Hmm.
We were on a different ship because we didn't know there was a U.S. ship when we tried to play it.
Or well, the English
And
community ship.
yeah, right, exactly. So we just expected everybody to not be able to understand us. But I remember we were like, "Hello, like, do you know like can you understand what we're saying or whatever?"
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's like, and that's what made it funny because he clearly understood us. He was like, "I'm Italian." He's like, "I'm not Japanese." He's like, "I'm Italian," and I'm like, "Oh!" But he was still really quiet though, and then he let us around.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what I remember. And I'm just like, I love this game, man. Like, oh, it was such a good moment because we're like trying our best, like, oh gosh, I hope we can understand us or whatever. Because
I
it's really
understand.
scary.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
scary trying to play on the Japanese servers and not know where English speaking people are.
It's basically an unknown world. It's
Yeah,
scary.
it's wild. It's crazy. But yeah, that was a really pure. That's like the pure moment I remember from playing PSO2 a little bit
Mm-hmm.
myself. But again, didn't get very far. I still don't understand the end game.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask you about it.
For sure. The end game of PSO2 is like, how do you say it? Over half of it is just sitting in the lobby anyways, because a lot of the end game quests and everything kind of just like relies on the scheduling of the urgent quests and whatnot, or well, the emergency quests. But yeah, a lot of that is just that, and then you just can have the option of grinding either like the current event quests and stuff. But
Yeah,
that's basically it. Most of it is just like messing around in the lobby, sitting and having fun, getting prepared to do these end game urgent quest raids and stuff, waiting for the big bosses to come, partying up with your friends, and then the rest of your time is just like sitting, chilling, and just having fun.
do they happen? Do the urgent quests happen every 3 hours? Is that what it is,
Uh,
or every two?
Around every 2 hours for scheduling. Sometimes it,
Okay.
it can have a bit more downtime than that, depending on like how Sega, or well, in this case for you, it's going to be Microsoft, set the schedules. But yeah, they usually don't really leave that much dry time, except like in the really really late hours.
Yeah.
So there's generally going to be these urgent quests come up like every here and there. So you're probably going to be fine.
I'm excited. That's so cool.
Yeah. It just gives you a lot of time to just like, chill and everything. PSO2, I don't think it's kind of like the game where you're going to sit there for like 10 hours and just grind straight or something like that. I mean, you can if you want to, but I kind of think of it more as like a really in and out, you can just log in at any time, chill, do a few quests here and there, and then just log out and just like relax, have fun for
Like
the
whenever
day.
the urgent quest comes, like maybe just go and hit up the urgent quest for a bit,
Yeah.
and then log off or just chill in the lobby with some friends and then
Yeah. I mean, for
head
for the
back
big
in.
for the big part of like say like the holiday season and everything, where there's
Yeah.
only just like I'm really busy in real life with a lot of stuff. I just log on for like a quest, an urgent quest, and then just like log off, and then I still have all my progress and everything just like normal with everyone else, because like I said, a lot of the things, while a lot of people might not like that it's gated through like the urgent quest and everything, it's you don't have to grind it like that much to get everything. It's
Yeah.
only to a certain extent.
I
It
got
really
you.
it really is only to a certain extent.
So
Which
it's
is
probably
going
easier than I'm looking at it, probably.
yeah. I mean how did you imagine it?
I don't know. I never know because I've never like honestly, I've never really done in-game stuff too much
Mm-hmm.
on games like this. I just it's just not something I do too much. But I
Yeah.
really want to. Because
Mm-hmm.
like this is if there's any game I finally do it on, it's gotta be this one.
Mm.
And I'm just I can't even remember what I was doing my time when I tried PSO2 myself.
That's
But
okay.
I think I was just going down the list of all the main like the field missions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the field, like exploring around.
Yep.
There was one level I remember.
Oh.
I hope it's in the US version because again, I don't know what's in what, but
What is it?
dude, it's this. You might find this so dumb, man.
Yeah.
But the thing that gives me the most happiness
Yeah.
is that level. There's a level in PSO2 where you run around through these little portals
Yeah.
and you go fast. And then when you like you go into like ninja mode and you start running really fast through the city.
Yep.
And you can like jump. You just keep jumping through them to keep going. And it's addicting because it's one of those things where I remember playing it and just sort of like listening to music and talking to my friends, and I was just nonstop jumping through them. And I was like, wait, I just did this for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes and time just went by in like 2 seconds. I've just been jumping through portals.
Totally not influenced by Sonic, by the way, just saying.
Totally not. In no way at all. But that was my favorite environment because of that.
Yeah, that's
one
the
gimmick.
Earth maps. That's the Earth maps.
That's the Earth maps?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think they'll be in there?
Probably. I'm pretty sure it should be.
Please.
Well, even if it's not in the beta, it will definitely be in the main game, so you don't have to worry about that at all.
If you've known anything about me so far, it's that the little things in this game make me happy.
Yeah, for sure.
The machine gun glitch on the demo 10 years ago, probably. That made me happy. Even though I was probably, who knows how, I'm 22 right now, so I must have been like 12 years old when I was playing this game.
Now, see, I'm only a little bit younger than you because my birthday is November 30 on the same year.
Oh my gosh. Yo. I'm September.
Yeah, that's like 4 months, right? Or 3?
Yeah, the 2.
Something like that. Okay, I can't. We clearly cannot count. But yeah, I mean, for Endgame PSO2, it's like once you get to max levels and you're just like geared up and everything with like your main classes and all, you basically do it all over again on a different class.
Dude, should I ask you that question right now?
Let's go.
Is this trailing off topic?
Nope. Let's go.
Okay. What class do I play? I don't know. I always played Force. That's what I always played, but I don't want to do it again.
Literally, I swear everyone I talk to is a Force main for some reason. It's like
because being medic, or well, what is it called? Techer?
Techer is the support class.
Okay, that I was always Force Tech. That's what I always did.
Yeah, that's basically the meta for caster class.
Okay, but I don't want to do it anymore. I want to be an amazing combat person. I want to look really sick. I want to look really sick and move around really fast. Who do I play? What class? You're the expert. You got to know. If anybody knows, it's you.
For sure. No, the thing is like here, if you're talking about super fast gameplay, really dynamic gameplay and fast movement and everything like that, there's one class that really does pop up in my mind right now is the Braver class, which is, well, guess what? It's the Japanese Nippon Steel folded 1,000 times. The Katana Braver. JC.
Yes.
JC. The implications of you playing a Katana Braver is going to make your community in chat explode.
If I played with a katana?
Yeah. Oh my god, it's a weeb! Yeah,
everybody's gonna say that. If I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. All right, explain this to me. All right, is a bouncer fun?
Honestly, Bouncer is probably one of my easily favorite classes to play, and also one of my classes I love to recommend to beginners too, because so Braver and Bouncer are the two classes that I will say is probably the most beginner friendly because they're actually really good in all parts of the game. Whether it be like the early game, right? The early game is like a lot faster and also more explosive and dynamic than the other classes. Yeah. And then like it's the two classes with really low skill floor. So like even if you're not into MMOs or never really played these kinds of games before, you can get into it so easily because the controls and like the mechanics of it is so simple that like you really don't have to be experienced or even know the game to really be proficient at the class. While in the end game, these classes can be very, very high skill ceiling as well.
See, I just feel like I never got to experience the actually using any sort of weapon. I just always sat back as a force.
Yeah.
And just kept shooting the spell at them or whatever.
Yeah,
what do you call them again? Not spells.
It's text.
Okay, it's text. That's the word. Okay. But so my thought before we were talking today was I was thinking maybe Bouncer because that sounded really cool.
Oh, guess what? Bouncer is actually a hybrid between striking, which is the melee classes, and the secondary weapon of the Bouncer, instead of just the dual blades or the soaring blades, as they'll call it in the North American server, is the jet boots. Now,
wait, how are the jet boots a weapon? How does that work?
It's a hybrid between striking and tech, where you actually need to cast techs to change your jet boots elements.
What?
Yes. Jet boots is really versatile and interesting because, like, for example, hey, there's an enemy that's weak to fire. I'm going to cast a fire attack from my jet boots. Don't ask how that happens. But basically, you just kick like fireballs from your boots or something like that. And then your jet boots element changes to fire.
Wait, it doesn't change automatically though. You have to do it yourself.
You have to cast the corresponding element. Or like, yeah, there's an enemy that's weak to ice. So all you have to do is just cast an ice tech and then your jet boots elements will change to ice.
Yo, that sounds really interesting.
See, that might just be like right down your alley because you get to play something like striking that's melee and really dynamic.
See, dual blades looks cool too.
But then you also get to play casting.
Yeah, exactly. But out of jet boots though.
Yeah.
What? Who came up with that? And how?
How does
that also sound so cool when it sounds so dumb on paper, but also sounds so cool at the same time.
It's like, okay, let's like, this meme of like the people who are discussing the ideas in like a corporate building, right? And then like at the end, the third guy gets like thrown out the window.
Yeah. This is that. Except he lives because he has jet boots on. That is how the idea succeeds.
Right? It's like, yeah, I got him, no problem.
You can't kick me out. I'm back. Got the jet boots. I changed my stance.
He just floats up the building, be like, "Yo, I didn't fall."
Oh my gosh, I know. So I know one of my friends wants to play the summoner class because pets. He really likes having pets.
Yeah.
So that sounds really cool for him. So I'm not gonna do summoner, but that one sounds really cool.
Now, one of the weird things about Summoner is the fact that it's actually named Summoner because it's not exactly like a summoner, so to say, but it's more kind of like a tamer kind of class.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a taming class where it's like, oh, I have like this pet, I just raise it up and then it fights with me. You don't exactly like summon things to fight for you, It's these buddies that you have.
So are do we know if any of these successor classes, so like we have, all right, so let me list them so we have hunter, fighter, right?
Yep.
Ranger, gunner,
yep,
force, techer, braver, and then bouncer and summoner.
Yep, those are the 9 basic classes.
And then do we know if there's any of the extra classes that they added later? Or no?
I don't know if they're going to be in the PSO2 NA beta or not, but to even access the successor classes, or they're actually going to call it the Scion classes in the North American release.
The Scion?
Yeah.
Like cyan, like the color?
No, Scion, Scion, which means like descendant.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. They're going to
That sounds way cooler than successor classes.
It's okay.
I
Sure.
like Scion. That sounds sick.
Yeah.
How,
But yeah,
okay.
it's to even unlock them, you actually need 2 classes first at level 75.
Oh, all right. See you in the next one, everybody. Everybody, see you in the next one, dude. I don't see that happening for some time for me.
Well, at least I don't think it's gonna happen in the beta because it's not the easiest thing to level to 75.
Oh my god.
It's possible, but I don't think many people are gonna reach that.
There's no way. Do you think that's even possible to hit?
No, for sure it is. For sure, definitely it is. I'm sure it is. But like,
How?
there's many ways to really grind out your levels, but all of them really relies on a bit of luck and also just like doing a crap ton of freaking like client orders for or quests from your NPCs and everything. They're just gonna keep feeding you EXP after EXP after EXP. So, and then also if you're doing like these quests called advanced quests and you have like a proper farming party, you can definitely power level like crazy.
Oh man, I really need to like figure out how all that works because it's so beyond me right now. I just don't know how to level up fast. I don't think I got far at all really in my time with it.
Yeah, the
And
game, like PSO2 is a weird game because it doesn't tell you a lot of things. It doesn't tell you how to do the right things. It tells you everything that's available, but it doesn't tell you what to do.
yeah.
Which
How
it's,
I was
it's
sorry
good.
to
No, it's okay.
I was just gonna say how important is I think I remember something from playing in my time as well as like the skill tree stuff.
Oh yes.
Like wasn't there like a thing where you couldn't change it unless you had a certain item or something? Like so like whatever you put your skill tree or whatever skills you put into your tree, you got to really make sure that they're the right ones,
Yeah,
right? Is that correct?
that's like one of the biggest things I want to tell everyone. In fact, I put it as like a PSA in my upcoming guide videos as well. At the very end of the video, like whatever you do, please try to not get too excited and put your skill points in without asking like an expert or something like that because the skill trees in PSO2 is something really weird. It's a bit punishing, because they don't really give you many options to like reset your skill trees and everything. So if you mess up, you kind of just like mess up.
Your character is flawed.
I mean, they do give you like skill tree reset passes, but it's not like it comes that often, So it's better and safe for you to like know what you're doing first before you actually put in your skill points. Otherwise, you risk kind of like getting your character to be really less than good.
Yeah. So just be very careful doing that.
Yeah, like I wish it was something that they really kind of like fixed a bit because, it is really punishing to the new players because like they don't know the stuff, and some people get like really excited. But it's okay. Like I'm sure everyone's gonna be fine. I'm sure everyone in the NA server is gonna be fine. You have so much resources. Like you have
That's
me,
true.
you have everything. It's all over the place.
Yeah. Got years of it before it's even begun. It's so weird.
Hey, think of it this way. We've been playing the beta for like 7 years.
Yeah. That's just all been one test.
Right?
The entire time. Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's a way you can look at it.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's nuts though.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, the successor classes are initially when it was released, it actually was called the advanced classes because they're quite a bit harder to play than the regular classes. Like for example, Hero, which was the very first successor class that came out. How Hero's mechanic works is if you don't get hit at all, you get like a 60% damage boost. But then,
Excuse me?
But then if you got hit, you lose that bonus.
Oh my god.
And it takes an entire like 1 minute to get back to the 60%.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is the Phantom one? Because I see it has a katana as well.
Oh yeah,
as a
Phantom
favorite.
Katana is like one of the fan favorites for sure. It's a very different style of play for Katana compared to like the Braver and stuff. But
Mhm.
like it's Phantom's like actually one of my favorite classes because it has the rod too, which me being like low key force main, totally not biased by the way, but like I love Phantom. I love Phantom.
That one looks pretty cool.
Phantom
Not
is a
gonna lie.
lot less punishing than Hero itself, but to make like the biggest use of Phantom, you need to be really good at like step dodging and just like countering a lot of moves and everything that the enemy does. Although
Mhm.
Phantom is just like a really safe playstyle in general, it's nowhere near the difficulty or the ceiling of like Hero, but it's definitely a lot easier to execute and a lot more consistent.
I got you.
And then freaking Sega just like releases Etoile, be like, this is gonna be the tankiest class in the game because you have the skill where you will take 70% less damage from all sources.
What?
But you cannot receive any healing from any external sources.
Rip.
It's interesting. It's an interesting mechanic, but trust me, you're gonna take barely any damage anyways to begin with, so like you're fine.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. There's just a lot of interesting stuff that you can definitely try once you actually get into it, which is why I'm also going to recommend you and everyone as well to like when you get into the game, right? The first thing you want to do is go to the quest counter and go to training quests. What training quests
Okay.
are is basically it's demonstrations that you can give, like you can use a demo and just try out every single class and learn its basic mechanics.
Okay, so it puts you into a tutorial thing.
Yeah. And then you can really just get a feel of everything.
I got you. Okay.
And it's no
Good
cost
to
as well.
know.
And you can just repeat it as many times as you want.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The game just like it's there. And you can just do it, You're just gonna be
Yeah.
there and be like, yeah, I got training. I know everything I'm doing now. Oh man. But yeah, it's crazy. Like thinking about everything and just like how far it's come and how passionate just the community, not just you, but like the entire freaking Western community. Like, I don't know about you, but have you been really reading like Twitter and everything about PSO2? You see, there's so many
it's
people like,
it's
wow.
insane. There's so many people, and again, like I've been telling you, even from my community of people, like just the sort of FPS crowd that
Yeah.
doesn't really play a lot of games like this.
Mm-hmm.
They're interested in it because it's free to play, first of all, which is huge, and then it just has. I think it's just the community vibes on it seem really cool and positive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping it sticks that way, but like it just seems like, especially their Twitter account has been super interactive.
Oh my goodness. I have to
Whoever is running that account,
I praise them. I praise them so much. The amount of effort and community is just,
yeah,
I have no words.
yeah, and they keep gaining followers too. They're at 9K followers right now, and the game is still kind of like, I would say, under the radar because it hasn't launched yet.
Yeah.
And like really only like hardcore people know like this is happening. I would say.
You know, JC, the moment I
Yeah.
saw the Twitter got launched, I followed it on like the first 30 followers, dude.
Dude, they followed me.
Yeah.
I like wait, so they followed both of us.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, why did they follow me? Like I've never made content on this game. But they were so nice. Like
Trust me,
I literally
I'm 900% sure they saw your reaction video.
Do you think so?
Yes.
How that was like a year ago.
So? It's around. Like, I see it here and there. Like, I'm not joking.
That's so wild to me. But like I've tweeted them before and I'm like, I just want to play it so bad, and they're like, oh, you, and I'm like, they're so nice.
Yeah.
Like they're so nice, and just like they're very, they like teasing too, and it's really fun to see. Like
Yeah. It's actually really cool, especially to me as well, because like I actually got a chance to DM with the team behind that a little bit, and they're like,
Mhm.
dude, as a liar, we're fans of yours.
That's
I'm
nuts.
and then I'm here like, what?
There it is.
Yeah, I was just like, I was flabbergasted. I was like, ooh, that's cool.
I mean, you're the only, honestly, you're the only channel I've really seen. Like, because again, like, it's so, like, being hardcore involved in the community is new to me. But you're the only channel I think I'm sub to that covers PSO2, like, exclusive. Oh my gosh, I can't talk exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I don't know if I've seen you from coming from my background and everything, like, there's no telling who's seen you from the actual PSO2 community side of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen your stuff. I'm sub to you, and literally no one would expect that I'm on your podcast, probably, right?
Yeah, right.
From my
It's
community.
Like,
but
what? Where did
like,
this guy come from?
If there's anything more opposite from PSO2, it's probably Call of Duty. Like, it's probably Call of Duty, to be completely honest with you. If there's anything, it's more opposite. But I mean, hey, that's awesome. Like, that's a super good sign that they've seen your stuff, because hopefully that means that not only are they watching your content, but that means that they are keeping an eye on everything that's happening community wide about their game. And if there's anything I've learned the past couple years of gaming, especially, is that
it's all about community.
Dude.
Oh,
there it is. All about community is like the way to market your game. If you're not about community, and if you're not vocal, and if you don't talk, even when you mess up, you gotta talk to your community. And if you don't, it's going to be a problem. But if you do, so much can happen, and it gets people so excited, and it lets people know that there's something going on the game.
Yeah,
when devs are silent, that's like the worst feeling, because you're like, okay, is there anything happening? But if they're always talking, always replying, being like, hey, just hang in there, something's coming still, or hey, hang in there. Like, I remember just leading up to them revealing the date for the beta. They were just constantly still, like, even though they didn't have the announcement yet for a bit of when the date was, and they were constantly getting questions about it, they didn't just go silent about it. They just said, soon. We can't say yet, but soon. Like, they were still replying to people and letting people know that they existed. Like, please keep us in your mind. We're still working on the date. But I don't know. It's just being vocal, and I love whoever is behind that. If you're watching this, we love you. Seriously.
We do. We really, really do.
It's really cool to see. And it's really cool to see just how much they reply to people too. Like, just in general. I don't think I've ever seen any like game dev that really does that. Not on top of my head. It's hard to find. It's really hard to find. Like, it's it's pretty wild. Like, I love I'm looking down their tweets right now, and I just love their use of just the crying emoji. like, see you soon, crying emoji heart. Like it's finally here. We're excited. Like, everybody's excited. It's a good feeling.
Trust me, they're probably just as excited as we are, because it's all their hard work and effort to bring this game over to the West as well. And it's like, it's their fruits of their labor, so to say.
Yeah, and it's just, they know that it's been such a requested thing for so long that, I mean, heck, I gave up on it coming out. I didn't think this would ever happen. So
it did.
The fact that it's really happening, they know that there is a hardcore community. Like, all I'm hoping for is that there's a lot of players from the hardcore people who waited for it forever, and then we have the launch on Steam. I think that, like, oh my god, I don't want to like hype it up so much, but launching on Steam is like the best thing they could have done.
No,
if that really happens.
Literally, just imagine, like, if you're an old, like, super hardcore Phantasy Star fan, right? Like, And then, for example, like you saw the PSO2 North America for like 2012, and then it just went silent, and you just don't know about the news at all and anything like
but
that.
then you
And
see it on Steam.
Yeah, I know.
You see it on the main page, and not only that, but you see the words, "Hey, free to play. Hop in right now." That's it. That's literally all they have to do. Like, it's a win. It's an actual win. Like, I don't think there's really much they can do to, like, just please work. Like, that's basically the one thing I'm hoping for. I'm just hoping everything runs smoothly. But, just in terms of in terms of the marketing decisions, their marketing decisions have been on point. Like, in terms of what they're doing, how they're getting people involved, how vocal they are right now. I really like it.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely amazing.
And that's kind of why I've been so vocal. Like, that's why I've been so, like, again, like, coming from my side of things, like, that's why I've been so happy to tell everybody in my community about it, because it, like, from my perspective, seeing that, how vocal they are and seeing how excited, just, I can tell whoever's running that account is excited just as much as I am.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing that gets me excited. And I just keep wanting to tell everybody, like, dude, if you've been in my Discord at all for any bit, like, genuinely, like, I have like a supporters tab in my Discord for like all of my subscribers on Twitch and stuff. And that's typically supposed to be where, like, I talk about, like, hey guys, this is what I'm streaming, or this is what I'm doing, and all this kind of stuff. But no, just every day I get off stream and I go, all right guys, I'm listening to this music right now from PSO2. I really like this music. I'm really hyped for this. Or, all right, guys, they just announced. Actually, they didn't announce anything. They just showed some gameplay of the Force class. Check this out. Like, I'm literally just. I'm probably being very annoying right now.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's completely justified. I'm fine with this.
No, but like, I'm not even saying like just here, but like just to my subscribers, like, I've probably been so annoying, like just talking about PSO all the time. Like, one of my closest friends is like, dude, you're obsessed. I'm like, yeah, it's here. And I'm like, aren't you? And he's like, yeah, I am too. And I'm like, all right, good. Like, good to know. Good to know it's not just me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be a fun journey. It's definitely gonna be a fun journey. One of the things I personally also can't wait is when PSO2 NA actually does like live events, like meetup events in real life and stuff like that, because they do a lot of those events in Japan, and I've been to many of them. Like, anytime that the devs are going to like show out new content and everything like that, they're basically going to be like, yo man, we're going to have this live event. You can come see us at the venue here. And then people would be filled with a crowd. They would have like actual PSO2 concerts in real life. And then they would have like all the models and everything of like all the bosses and like everything. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And the funniest thing is, like, when you sign in the PSO2 JP festivals, right? When you go there, you got to sign in with your like account and stuff, and then it's actually mind blowing to me because even the people, officials, and like the producers from PSO2 JP actually know me.
That's nuts.
They're like, oh hey, it's that guy who does the English YouTube for PSO2. I'm like, wow. Yeah,
oh
like
my gosh.
they know me, and I actually got a chance to talk to like the devs and the producers and everything, and they were just really, really humble, and it's just crazy. It's an experience that I just can't describe. Like,
that's like me with all the Treyarch stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's very similar. It's so cool.
Yeah, for sure. It's I don't know. It's something that I don't think we can just really describe, with words. I feel like describing it with words is like a disrespect to the skill of it,
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, do I really deserve this?
Right?
I don't know. But it's really cool. It's really cool to talk about, and you want to tell people, but it's also like you don't want to brag either, because it's like,
I know.
But it's also like, it's such a cool experience to just be able to see to be able to talk with any developers in any sort of way and just get that sort of dialogue.
Yeah,
is so cool. It's unparalleled to a lot.
Yo, JC, you know what? I'm gonna send you some pictures of the festival I went to on Discord real fast, just for you to see.
Okay. Yo, what? is this? Yo, that's a
Yeah.
huge room too.
Yes,
Oh my
it's a
god.
huge venue, and they did all of this. Like,
What is that monster?
yeah, they put up these like models of all the bosses and everything, like,
What?
and they have the real PSO2 concerts, and
Oh my god. I did not know this existed.
yeah,
It's so nerdy, but I love it.
I can't
Oh my
wait for
God.
them to do events in the US, dude. Like, imagine this being at like Anime Expo or something.
Yeah. Dude, my entire subscriber base is going to say I'm a weeb. Like, you don't understand.
Yeah.
This is so cool though. I love it. I love it.
I'm just super excited for the future. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. I can't wait. I just can't wait, honestly.
Same.
And then it's gonna be my responsibility as, you know, the veteran. I'm gonna be a
You have
pillar.
to help
I'm gonna be a
people.
very big pillar of the community. Like, I've been working.
You have to.
I've been working my butt off to like make guide videos and everything, and I'm gonna make videos basically covering the nooks and cranny of every single class in depth as well, and more.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to start. Like, cover the classes, cover the probably the what you do for early game potentially, what you do for end game, what
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Kind of go over, like, help people find a route, because I think that's probably the biggest thing that's gonna, if there's anybody from my side of things that has never played a game like this before too much, it's I know how special it is, I know how awesome it is, but there's a lot of people that I want to bring over, but I can't explain them the magic right off the bat, because there's just so much that it gets bombarded with at the beginning, with like what to do, what to try out, what class should I be. Like, there's, I mean, was there 9? I think we said 9 beginning classes.
Yep.
At least, right?
And then
So it's
3
like,
more, so it's a total of 12.
yeah, like that in of itself is a little overbearing from the get-go for someone who has no idea what they're doing. So like, I would very much like I don't know, not to tell you what to do, but like I think those would be awesome videos, because they would just really help out a lot of people. Like, that's the whole thing, is like, if this game can get more than just the hardcore people, if it can get more and more people who've never played before, and then they figure out the game, they find their way, they get help with some guides, you know,
Yeah.
like that, and just get a community growing and growing. That's it. Like, this could be something really special, I think, if it hooks people like that. You know what I mean? It has to keep people on it. But
it's definitely going to be something for the generation to remember, for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, believe it or not, ever since they announced the release date of the beta, my channel, like, views and everything actually grew by exactly 312% in just this one week alone.
Dude. Wow. That is nuts.
And the game hasn't even come out yet.
Just don't even sleep for the first couple of days. Just don't even sleep. Just put out guides. Guides. Do it. This is coming from a zombies person. Our entire life is putting out Easter egg guides. That is our entire life. This
is the first time in my life. This is the very first time in my life that I've actually been doing daily uploads, and I'm still on track since January 28th. I'm still on track.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens to your channel, honestly.
I don't even know myself.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. You get it's a new journey.
It is. It really is.
If there's any time to make a ton of PSO2 content on your channel, it's now. Do it. Kill it. Go. Soar.
I promise to not disappoint. I'll do everything in my ability.
Look, I don't have a zombies game right now. I don't have a game that is my main game right now.
I need something to fill my void.
This is, look, because maybe you might get to where I am right now, and there's no game to play because the story ended.
Yeah.
That is me right now. So listen, enjoy it. enjoy that's coming out and make those videos. Make them.
For sure. But yeah, anyways, I suppose that's pretty much like a really good place to probably end it for here. We've been on here for like a pretty long time, and then there's been really interesting points, there's been really interesting arguments, stories, and just like
machine gun glitch.
Someone
knows.
Everyone,
someone has to know.
All you guys in the comments, if you guys watch to the end or anything like that, give us a hashtag. Write in the comments hashtag machine gun glitch. Show JC some love, okay?
I really hope that actually was what it was called. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Someone has to know.
Some PSU veteran is gonna be like, man, this guy's so dumb. What is that machine gun?
This guy. All right, you brought in a PSU guy, and he's like, all right, so people might hear like, all right, oh, he got a PSU guy for the podcast, and they hear, oh, he's only played the demo, basically. Like that's what he played the most. It's like yes, it was the best demo. Thank you. It was we don't discriminate here. Everyone is fair game. Okay, we're all new here. We're all new here. Me included. Yeah, see, no, I'm just kidding. I've actually I played PS. I might have played PSU or Phantasy Star before you.
No, you maybe have. For sure you have.
There it is.
I started playing Phantasy Star Online 2 late of 2013, so you played it way before I did.
Oh my gosh, that's so wild to think about,
right? But yeah, like JC, do you have anything else you want to say to any like all your fans or like any of the Phantasy Star Online 2 community as well, and anyone who's really like watching and support your video content and everything? Do you have anything to say to them?
I just really want to say I appreciate you having me on, because it's not every day that I get to talk about something like this. Like this game is like kind of like it's something that I've been excited for forever. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. And honestly, it's almost become more than a game for me in my head. It's weird because I again, like I said, like my memories are on a lot of the memories I remember are on the demo, like of PSU. It's just the people and the community is what I remember. Yeah. And so for me, as someone who typically like plays FPS games and everything, and that's my audience, I just want to say, like, if anything, coming on here, my whole point of coming on here is I just wanted to show your audience how there's a lot of people that you might not expect that are super excited for it in the most weird ways. Like, you know what I mean? Like who would, like, no one would think I would be excited for this. Like, honestly, like too much. Like no one would know if they're watching. If they go to my YouTube channel right now, they're not going to go, this guy's dying for PSO2. Like,
hey JC, shout out your social medias.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot to do that. But yeah, if you want to check me out, I usually stream on Twitch. Twitch has become my main thing, but I'm JCbackfire on everything, pretty much. Just JCbackfire, no spaces, on everything. I stream basically every single day. I'll be streaming. I want to do a 24-hour stream on PSO2 when it comes out.
God.
But I don't know if I can do it. But I'm gonna try playing it for a very, very long time. But
if you do that, you can definitely call me up at any time. I am, a lot of friends call me RCpedia.
I can see that. I can totally see it. Not to be mean, but I can totally see it. And I honestly, it will probably take you up on that offer, because I don't know what I'll be doing or how to level up fast and all that kind of thing. But I don't know. I just hope to, like, I just appreciate having me on this, because it's not every day I get to talk about something so different in terms of the content I normally do. But I just really wanted to, like, show people that there's people from all sorts of gaming genres and backgrounds that are excited for this. And hopefully with it coming on Steam,
it's huge. Hopefully it's huge.
And we're just talking about right now, and we're the hardcore people talking about it right now. But once this thing goes public, like real public, and people are playing it and people go, what is this? I'm hyped to see what happens. I'm really hyped.
Yeah. And I'm sure that Microsoft's team is definitely gonna really, be up for the task, you know, because this is, it's now or never. It's literally now or never.
Yep. Exactly.
And it's either going to be like one of the gems of this generation, or it's just going to die trying. So, you know, there's no other way. It's one or the other, right?
I see a comeback story. I love the fact that it was like basically canceled. It was a myth, and now it's back, and now it might be on Steam. That's crazy.
It's like a redemption story. Wow, this is such a cool storyline. Wow. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought?
Just like the guy with the boots. He came back. He never thought he would, but he did.
Who would have thought? It's amazing. Oh yeah, last thing, JC.
Yes.
Your ship in PSO2 NA.
Okay, that's the thing, right? I honestly think I'm going to go for ship number 1 because I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a ton of people on it, and that's what I want. I just want to see a ton of people on the game. And I feel like most people, if they don't know which one to pick, they might choose ship 1 because it's just the first on the list. And I know you said that a lot of hardcore players might go for ship 2 because that was the US one before.
Yeah, in the Japanese server, like the word ship 2 is kind of like synonymous with the English community at this point.
Yeah. So I don't know. I might go for 1 just because I think that might be like where all like the noobs might go, and I'm a noob somewhat, even though I have a lot of fond memories, I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
So I might go to ship 1. I think I'm going ship 1. I'm locking it in.
Yep.
Final answer.
Final answer. But is that a $1 million answer? Are you sure about that?
I don't know. It's so stressful to pick a ship, but I think I'm gonna do ship 1, just because I don't know. It seems right. Like, let's just see where all the people are on ship 1.
But yeah, like if anyone is interested in like joining JC and his endeavors and everything, PSO2 NA, ship 1. Let's go.
Ship 1. Tweet me at JCbackfire. Let me know what you're doing. I'll play with anybody. Trust. I'll play with anybody. I love this game, man.
Yeah. Well, anyways, JC, just thank you so much for taking the time today. It's been a pleasure, my dude.
No problem. I hope I didn't go on like too many tangents. I feel like I went on a ton of tangents.
No, it's okay. It's all very interesting to me because, like I said, PSO2 is like my very first entry into Phantasy Star, and also one of my very first like games. Period. So
for me, it was like that side game that I like secretly played, like, and I was like, all right, I love this. This. I'm gonna play the demo.
But yeah, okay. With that said, though, I also want to thank everyone for coming over to watch our podcast, or well, listen to the podcast. But yeah, so don't forget to take care, everyone, and smile. Okay, don't forget to smile. That's a very important thing. Be happy. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all later.
Bye.
And that's it.
Oh my God.
Boom.